the last 20 years, I have devoted my life to my 4 cats, Tabitha, Samantha, Tallulah, and Spencer. I played with them for 2 hours at a time. I sang with them show tunes. I cleaned their litter boxes. I cooked them fresh chicken and rice. And I snuggled with them on the couch every day to watch tennis. I never took a vacation. And at 6 p.m. every night, I dropped everything that I was doing to come home and feed my cats. What I didn't anticipate was that they would die. But they did, all 4 of them in less than 2 years. The last one, Tabitha, the love of my life, died 6 weeks ago at the age of 19 and a half. My cats gave me unconditional love, and I gave it back to them. And now, I'm trying to heal myself and discover who I am without them. My tears are endless, and when I'm not crying, I'm eating. Baked potato chips, blueberry scones, sweet potato fries, and chocolate chip cookies. So bad and so good. Now I'm a personal trainer. I felt myself slipping out of control, so I called my best friend Janet, and she said, not that Janet, my Janet, and she said, take a vacation. Take a healing vacation for you. There was this wellness center in Costa Rica that I had heard about, so I looked it up online. The brochure promised a transformational vacation, a spiritual retreat with yoga, meditation, and plant ceremonies. The owner's video suggested we make several intentions before coming and expect a miracle. I wanted a miracle. I wanted to heal myself of the pain and suffering of losing my cats and not being able to move forward with my life. I wanted to rid myself of my chronic anxiety and negative thoughts, to heal my health issues and find my purpose in life. Maybe that was a lot to ask for, but I had heard that these plant ceremonies can really have profound life changes. So, for the first time in 20 years, I took myself on a vacation with no animals to worry about, just healing me. When I got to the center, it was very rustic, but the people were so nice, and I couldn't wait to get information about the plant ceremonies. After I was medically cleared and paid my $300 for the ayahuasca plant medicine, I was ready to claim my miracle. The first night of the ceremony, I walked into this large room with all these beds lined up at the perimeter. And at the bottom of each bed was a pale blue bucket. Before the ceremony began, the shaman told us what 4 journeys we may expect. Number 1 was body sensations of any kind. Number 2 was called Pinta, where you see geometric figures and fluorescent colors and maybe photos of people that you know or don't know. The third was the consult. He said that we may be visited by a cat or a dog from our childhood who has a message for us. I wanted that one. And the fourth was called nada, nothing, which they said is really not nothing. Before the ayahuasca drink, they offer something called rapé, which is basically ground up tobacco plant ash that they blow up your nose with a pipe. I had a migraine going into the ceremony, and the shaman said that this might heal it. I was psyched. If I could get my debilitating migraines healed, it would be worth the trip. So I did the rapé, I went back to my bed, and about 15 minutes later, my migraine went from 10 to 1,000. I got on my hands and knees and threw up. That's what the bucket's for. I didn't get to drink the ayahuasca. And while everybody else was seeing angels and being visited by their ancestors and flying to the moon, I was barfing in a bucket. I felt dehydrated, weak, and exhausted. So the next night, I decided to try it again. I still had my migraine, but I didn't have anything in my stomach to throw up. I drank a small dose of the ayahuasca and nothing, nada. So I took another drink, and again, nada. So I just laid on the bed and rested, trying to make peace with it all. As the week went on, I got more and more dehydrated. I lost several pounds of muscle, felt dizzy, and had very little energy. Everybody told me to save up for the last night of ceremony, where the master shaman really performs these unbelievable miracles. At this point, I was a little frustrated, and I want to at least say that I had some fun on this trip. So before the last ceremony, I decided to go zip-lining. One of the other guests, an adventure girl from Canada, came with me, and we had a blast. We had 8 runs, and at the end of each run, I felt sick to my stomach, but I didn't throw up until we got on the flatbed after the runs, and we were bouncing through bumpy terrain. I jumped off the truck, threw up my delicious breakfast of pineapple, watermelon, and oatmeal into the dry forest. When I got back to my room, I counted the hours I had before the final plant ceremony and decided just to try to rest my body. I drank some ginger ale to settle my stomach, and 2 hours later, I was throwing up in the toilet. It took all of my strength to walk myself to the ICU and ask for help. By that time, the ceremony had already started, and I was going to miss it. While everyone else was having these amazingly profound and life-changing experiences, I was on a bed in the ICU with a needle in my arm, getting fluids, pain medicine, and a sleeping pill. It took me several days to recover after that trip, and I'm still processing this journey. But I feel different. I am still grieving, but I feel hopeful and full of possibility. I could easily go back to the shelter and rescue 4 more cats. But I think there's something more that's wanting to come out. And the only way out is through. And I am a work in progress. To my spirit angels, Tabitha, Samantha, Tallulah, and Spencer, I love you and thank you.